بالله وكفى السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته همين في الجولة دي على كده برنامجka muro caalam korarka oo nimadanka jiran waliba kumidaha Masar iyo waliba dacwad kidina Ethiopia gudbiday golaha ammaanka qaramada midoobe dacwadaas oo ka saabsan biyo xireenka Nile barnaamijka Sinkayna qodobada kalena Sinkay waliba kumidaha wasiir ku-xigeenka arrimaha dibadda Ruushka iyo waliba usana ka dhawaaqay isbedel siyaasadda Ruushka la ka sameeyay doona barnaamijkaasi gudbiyana ololaha doorashada Mareykanka waliba markala qabsadaya dhamashada maxaabiis Israa'iiliyiinta miidaasoo la helay Gaza barnaamijka yaasin ku gudbiyana qodobada kalena barnaamijka Sinkay waliba kumidaha wasiirka arrimaha gudaha dalka Sacuudi Carabiya iyo waliba ku dhawaaqay in xukun dil ee lagu fuliyay muwaadin Sacuudiyaan oo la helay inuu markaasi ku lug lahaayay khiyaano qaran iyo fulinta fal argagixisana barnaamijka Sinkayna xamaasna war saxaafadeed iyo hasaartii waliba ka hadalay maxbuus oo miidaasoo la helay Rafa barnaamijka Sinkayna Donald J. Trump na eedeena Henry waa Kamala Harris barnaamijkaasi ku gudbiyana Ukraine waliba 158 diyaaradood oo duuliyaha la hayna ku reejiday waa ku weerartay Moscow iyo koonfur galbeed Ruush qodobadaas iyo warar kale iyo Sinkayna barnaamijka muro caalamka inta وهي برنامجka muro caalamka la darartana Ukraine iyo waliba 158 diyaaradood nooca duuliyaha la hayn iyo ku weerartay Moscow walana markaasaytii saasato weerarka ka qaaday koonfur galbeed Ruushka iyadana wasaaradda difaaca Ruushka sheegtay in markaasaytii weerarkan intii soo dararay saacadoodii hore ay raabtan iyo xalay waa la ku horseeday diyaaradahan dhulka la dhigay weerarkan iyo waliba ka eeday markiisa Ruushka ka dhawaaqay bariga dhulka Ukraine iska dili walka badan kun askari oo military ah waa Ukraine dagaalka saddexda waa 8 sano dareeri ama ka badan dareeri haddana muuqda koo khatar badan ka buuta waji kalena u soo weeldadi sababtoo weeraradii lamaada dhina iyo ahaaninka sareentan iyo bilawkii dagaalka barnaamijka muro caalamka Warteelka Arlaadi la darartan kolkana waliba fiiriyana Ethiopia dacwada la gudbi Masar dacwad gudbida golaha ammaanka qaramada midoobe iyagoo markaasaytii ku doogahayan awaad iyo goban biyo xireenka Ethiopia qaramada midoobe warqad iyo waliba iyo ka digana cawaaqibta ka dhalada korta mashruuca ka dhow ee dhamaastiro Ethiopia ee korontada waa ka dhaliyaasa biyaha webiga Nile khilaafaadka lamada dal ee biyaha Nile waliba ko qarniyo jira balse xaaladda iyo kormarti markii Ethiopia iyo bilawti mashruuca quwadda korontada biyaha la ka dhaliyo ee webiga Nile waliba ka dhataale waa waliba dhataale khilaafka Sudan silancada Ethiopia waliba niya qaahira taageerasi haytay Khartoum oo iyo wadaagayaan helis dhinaca difaaca laakiin aboodis waa Sudan iyo meelka bati walana markaasaytii waa wala Masar iyo qasbaas in Suudiyan taageerta waqtigan Soomaaliya barnaamijka muro caalamka la dararta Ruushka iyo colaadaha jiran waliba darartana wasiir ku-xigeenka arrimaha dibadda Ruushka waa Sergey Rabkov iyo waliba ku dhawaaqay isbedel Ruushka suubiyo siyaasaddiisa adeegsiga hubka nuclearka sababtoo korarka ku kooyi taageerada reer galbeedka ee Ukraine barnaamijka la darartan Donald J. Trump waliba uu olaashay eedamo culus ka jeediyay Kamala Harris magaalooyin iyo nidaam ahaan caglahan burburiyay ka eedahay waliba laakiin inta toos olole ka galo oo kaliya
no choice. It's not like we cannot afford this. You know, if they got in 4 years, you'd have over 100 million people from all over the world. And remember this, crime rates are going down in all these countries because they're sending us their criminals, they're sending us their drug dealers, they're sending us their people that are in jails. And I don't have to go and crazy, but that's common sense. I would do the same thing. If I was running some nice country in South America or all over the world, the Congo in Africa, 22 people came out of jail recently. They sent them here. Where do you come from, Congo? Oh, that's nice. Where are you from in the Congo? Jail. Oh. What did you do? We don't want to say. You can imagine. Let me just tell you. Welcome. They're your citizens. And they're doing this all over the world. Tom Homan told me that, who's great, by the way. He's really great. Brandon Jett, all these guys. Paul, all these guys, they're incredible people. But the Border Patrol people are incredible, what they put up with from these incompetent lunatics that don't even talk to them. They said, we have, as of last week this year, 169 countries represented by people coming illegally into our country. 100. Most people don't even know you have that many countries. You know, some of those countries, we don't even know the language is a different language. We don't have anybody in our country that even speaks it. But they're pouring in, and many of them are the worst people in those countries, and their crime rates are going way down. In Venezuela, their crime rate has gone plummeted because they're sending their killers. And if you saw that skit today, and it was a skit, I thought it was, well, I've seen it all. I guess I didn't really think too much about it other than how bad it is. In Venezuela, did you see the gang of Venezuelans today? They took over a building. They literally took over the building, walked in with machine guns, gang members from Venezuela. You haven't seen even the beginning of this migrant crime. We're going to have a migrant crime. And just remember, you know, they have a hat. It said Trump was right about everything. And I have to say, I pretty much was right about everything. You're going to see, unfortunately, I wish I wasn't. I wish I wasn't. And be careful with World War III. I don't want to be right about that. And I'm not going to say, but I will tell you, we're close. October 7th would have never happened because Iran was broke with me. They had no money for Hezbollah. They had no money for Hamas. Russia would have never, ever attacked Ukraine. We would have had no inflation. You wouldn't have had that horrible, embarrassing mess, that horrible, horrible mess in Afghanistan. So many things. This country would be a totally different country now. And I will end deadly sanctuary cities in the state of Michigan and all across the country. Nobody wants them. Nobody wants them. So just sort of in concluding, here is what we know about Comrade Kamala Harris. She just doesn't care about the American people, especially hardworking people or middle-class Americans. She just doesn't give a damn about you. She does not care about the deaths, sex slavery, drugs, or criminals coming across our border. She's been vice president for almost 4 years, and she did nothing to stop the invasion of our country. She says that that's not her job. But it is her job. The President of the United States gave her that job. She just didn't do it, and she won't do it now. She does not care about the middle class struggling over inflation, the cost of gasoline, electricity, and she doesn't care about the cost of food. She does not care if you lose your job or cannot find another comparable job. She doesn't care. She does not care if you have to run up your credit card to levels that are unsustainable. She does not care if you and your family are struggling, and she did absolutely nothing to fix it. She's the vice president. She just does not care. She does not care about women's rights because she supported destroying women's sports and athletic scholarships. She wants men to play in women's sports. She's one of the leaders. Men should play in women's sports. You know she's far further left than Bernie Sanders. Think of it. Nobody wanted Bernie Sanders to be president. She's much further left than Bernie Sanders, rated #1. She makes Pocahontas look like a conservative. Do you know who Pocahontas is? Yes, Elizabeth Warren. She said her mother said that she had high cheekbones and therefore she's an Indian. No, I don't think so. Actually, that's a very racist statement that she said, isn't it? If I ever said that, that would be trouble. No, she said, my mother said I was Indian because I had high cheekbones. And then she put down on every application that she's an Indian, getting jobs all over the place. But we knocked her out of the presidential race pretty good, too. That's Pocahontas. They said, we want you to apologize to Pocahontas for using that term. I said, I will do that. People were shocked because I don't give up too easy. And I did apologize to Pocahontas, the real Pocahontas. I said, Pocahontas, I'm sorry I got you tied up with this person, this crazy person. Sorry, Pocahontas. I'm sorry, Pocahontas. But Elizabeth Warren is not nearly as radical left as this person, Kamala. But nobody knows Kamala because she doesn't do anything. She does not care about protecting little children from sex change operations because she chose Tampon Tim as her running mate, who believes the state, not mothers and fathers, should have the final say on sex change operations for their children. Do you know that? The state's allowed to decide whether or not they're going to do a sex change operation on their children. Kamala Harris wants to outlaw your car and truck and force you to buy electric vehicles, whether you like it or not. She couldn't care less. And you can't afford to do that because, again, they don't go far, but they're much more expensive. She does not care how it impacts you and your family. Kamala Harris does not care about senior citizens because she believes illegal aliens should receive Social Security and Medicare, which she knows will bankrupt those insurance programs, making it impossible for you to receive your pension and your health care, which you paid for your entire life. You've been paying for it. People are going to take it away. Those people that are coming in, remember, they're living in luxury hotels and our veterans are dying on the street. You know that. They're dying on the streets under the hotels. You have pictures last night, veterans dying on the street and other citizens, but veterans dying on the street. And inside the hotel, nice and high in nice rooms, the government's paying a fortune to keep illegal aliens that came into our country, many of them criminals. There's something wrong with the thought process. She wants to destroy your private health care, even if you like it, even if your employer contributes to it. And she wants Washington, D.C. to make your medical decisions. She wants Washington to decide what procedures, medicines, and care you should receive. Whether you like it or whether you don't, she doesn't care. Kamala Harris has had nearly 4 years to show us who she is. She is an uncaring politician with a radical ideology. She is a Marxist, just like her father. Despite her campaign of lies and flip-flops, we know who Kamala Harris is. She's the greatest flip-flopper of all time. She's copying every policy of Trump. Well, let's make her MAGA. I don't think so. Does anybody want to make Kamala MAGA? I don't think so. We'll send her a red hat without MAGA on it. We know by her actions and we know by her inaction. We know she does not care about working people, about the middle class, about the American citizen. She does not respect you. Ask the families of the 13 incredible service member heroes who died during the surrender of Afghanistan, which was surrendered by Kamala and Sleepy Joe, whether or not Kamala Harris cares about.
waayahay guud ahaan wali baan tahay ka afmeerana barnaamijkii Arimaha Caalamka ee Warteelka Arlaadi